Man, where is Colin? We need to do a deck profile. Andrew, have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen him.
Oh my god. Tony, do you know where he is?
Is that him?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Colin!
Yeah. Chain radiance. What?
What happened to you, man?
I got carried so hard, I think I ended up in the afterlife.
Alright, well, just drink some of this. It'll wake you up.
Ugh. What is this?
Tears of the Voiceless Voice. Howdy, everyone. We're here with Colin Greene today. Colin Greene, what did you do?
So I was the player A for Team Villanark for the Intercollegiate League tournament. We took second today, not due to my own efforts, more the efforts of my own two teammates. They carried my sorry carcass across the finish line, but I played Voiceless Voice, and it was rough.
Yeah? All right. Anyone you want to thank before we get into it?
Personally, I would love to thank Refine Gaming, No Limit Gaming, and then for some last-minute sponsors who were absolutely key. I mean, Refine and No Limit were key to getting us here, but these last-minute guys were also the reason we came. GMCO Corp, specifically Andre, head of marketing, for even suggesting this idea in the first place of giving us money to go to California, along with Morgan Greene Consulting, no relation, and Glacial Support Services.
All right. So let's get into it.
All right, starting it off, it's pretty basic branded voiceless voice. We have 3 low. Personally, I think you should only play 1, but apparently people tell me this is like the guy, so apparently you have to play 3.
Yeah, what if they called by it? Then you can't use a second one.
Called by isn't real. And then we also have 3 Saphira. I think that's how you pronounce it. This does everything. This is better than low. I don't care what people say. It ritual summons. It searches the ritual monster. It's also a level 6, which is so great for ritual summoning. It never becomes a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. Then we have one of Safarius.
I hate you.
I will never pronounce it right out of pure principle. This is actually, I joke, but this card is actually extremely good. There specifically in the one situation where you get shifted and you just can't get to your guys easy enough. There are so many different situations where you can just summon a Savarius and be like, okay, sure, pass. The second they activate anything, swap into a Skull Guardian. It's like you just made Skull Guardian anyway. So this guy, as much as we make fun in Voiceless Voice, is actually an absolute house.
Old man make dragon.
Old man make dragon. For the rituals, it's pretty standard. We're playing 2 Skull Guardian himself. I mean, this guy is just the heart and soul of the deck. He demands you somehow deal with him no matter what. He forces your opponent to sink so much interaction to him, it's just amazing. Then you got the old man's dragon form. I mean, also amazing. Targeting protection plus inherent summon negate is good.
Is 2 standard?
2 I've seen is pretty standard. I was originally sold on 1, but I understand wanting to open it no matter what. So I was convinced to switch to 2, and I will say opening Savarius specifically to protect Low and Herald is extremely nice because the only real thing that deals with them is Imperm, and just going, no, is amazing.
All right.
And then the last ritual we play is Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon. I know some people cut this, but I love this card. It wins in time. It's a spell trap negate for Branded, and it can just OTK by swapping into an Odd Eyes whenever they do make the mistake of activating a spell. So I would never cut this. This card is an absolute house. Moving into spells, I mean, it's pretty standard. You play 3 barrier. No question. It's 3 barrier or bust. 2 of the ritual spell, because since it needs lights, it kind of sucks, but you need to play it for Saphria. If you draw both of them, tough shit. 1 Radiance. Radiance is better than I ever assumed it would be, but 1 is always probably enough because you can just search it whenever you need it. This card does everything you need at some points, though.
Have you considered playing 2 because everyone's on Cosmic?
I've considered it, but if you Cosmic the Radiance while I barrier up, you're an idiot. So
Fair enough.
Besides that, the other normally play, as mentioned before, is Diviner, and then the main send is Trias to make it big enough to be ritualed for. Trias is also really good in certain situations, but Diviner is... Moving into the non-archetypal spells, I mean, prep. I hope you have the Ash or you're screwed. And then the other half of this deck. 3 Branded Fusion. It either baits the Ash or lets you get free material on field and a low engrave, and then the 1 Albaz to facilitate it. Some would maybe suggest playing 2, but since the standard line shuffles us back into the deck anyway, there's no reason to play more than 1 because it is absolutely a brick if you open it.
Do you feel as though more than 1 would conflict with your other normal summons?
Yeah, a little bit. I've only ever thought to myself, man, I should normal Albaz once, and it's for a deck that you don't normally play against, which is Chimera. So Albaz as a card, the only time I can ever think, oh, I really want to normal summon this is in the rare case you run into Dragon Link and you could just set it and fuse off their entire board. But besides that, no, you do not want normal this. You want a normal Diviner or you want normal low. So 1 is fine. You can just put it back with Lubellion. It does not matter.
So you playing the branded build of this deck is somewhat new. I know that you were toying with more pure variants and maybe playing some other cards. Why did you settle on branded?
Well, I thought about it, and the fact of the matter is I love the Dogmatica build as well. It's a really good build. But being able to set up low and put up a Mirror Jade, which demands a kind of interaction you're not used to when you're going up against Voiceless Voice, is really good. I mean, there's just, this card either baits the Ash before you actually have to commit to your barrier, or it lets you put your low in graveyard, put a Mirror Jade on the field, and have ritual fodder. It's a Hallis. And also, in some cases, it can summon Albalendidus and end out games.
All right, let's get into the non-engine.
For the non-engine, I mean, we're playing pretty standard. Get this all out of the way. You know, the cards no one actually cares about. People care about what stupid decks you're playing.
Yeah. Can't argue with that.
I mean, I don't play stupid decks. I play correct cards. We play 3 Ash because, yes, I'm not going to explain more. MBT, I am not going to kill my darling yet.
I hope he sees this, man.
I hope he sees this, absolutely. We play 3 Ghost Spell. I know some decks that like not to play this, but specifically, if I could speak English, in Voiceless Voice, this is good because it's also a defensive card because for some reason people think Magnamut is a good card again.
That's not true if you don't speak English, though.
That is not true if you don't speak
Okay,
English.
just wanted to check.
But no, this, in all seriousness, this does just block Bastiles whenever they try to snipe lows out of your grave, and that is more than enough reason to play it. Then Imperm, because Imperming an Ash is funny and will never not be funny. And Nib, because besides being haha big rock bye-bye board, is also a light monster, which means you can actually use it as tribute fodder with the ritual spell as well as Saphria. So it actually does. I have multiple times had to ritual off a Nibiru for a Skull Guardian, and because of that I have suddenly loved the Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And then because 41 is not funny enough and 42 is required, we play 1 Called By.
Called By goes crazy.
Yeah, we hard lose the shifter and droll, so we kind of have to play an out for it. So it is what it is. If you really want to argue the difference between 42 and 41, I don't care.
Yeah, lots of people are electing to play Mourner over things like Bell and Nib. You've explained your reasoning for Bell. Can you explain why you're choosing to play Nib over Mourner?
Well, mainly because for Nib, it's a light. That's literally the main reason. It is ritual fodder no matter what the situation. Whereas Mourner, the best I could do with it is being Mourner. It only serves the purposes of hand trap. Nib can serve multiple purposes. And I like cards that serve multiple purposes instead of one purpose because I like to get the most value out of my cards in any given situation.
Sure.
Besides that, moving on to the extra deck, we play 1 IP Masquerena. I love going into SP on my opponent's turn. I didn't realize that this was an XYZ monster at first, but apparently it is. Its materials are any 2 effect monsters. It doesn't care about level. It's weird.
That new alt art goes crazy.
It's a crazy alt art, dude. Like, people who play the bike variant, nah. The giant mobile mech is better.
Yeah, she's in there somewhere.
She's in there somewhere.
All right, continue.
For the more standard stuff, we're playing 1 Dynamondo because I like high rolling. And Ghost Bell is not real. I've refused to believe in it.
Play it.
I don't know what you're talking about. My opponent will never open it. That's the point. And also, in all seriousness, there are just some situations where you need the trap or bust and you can't get to it normally, so you just got to make Dynamondo and pray. Besides that, we play Anima because... Anima. Link Freebo does not actually serve a purpose in this deck. It does not do much besides that. SP Little Knight, because SP Little Knight. And then we played the Odd Eyes package because we played the Pendulum card. This actually almost won me top 4. Well, it did win me a game in top 4, did not win me the match. But these cards go crazy. If you do make the Odd Eyes monster and they make the foolish decision of activating a spell, you can just OTK at any time. And then for the Branded package, 2 Albion, 2 Lobelion, 2 Mirror Jade, and 1 Albalenitis. I mean, I think the ratios for these are pretty standard. Albalenitis is just good in a few different situations. It also can end out games. It gives you a fusion target late in the game. And if you really need to, you can send it off Mirror Jade and search Branded Fusion all over again. But it's questionable. I really like it, but I understand why people wouldn't play it. Then for the just standard sends off of Diviner, I mean, yeah, we're playing Herald Entis. Nice anti-spell, idiot. Anyway, normal summon Diviner.
Yeah.
I actually did do
it.
that against Vanquish Soul in particular. They thought they were real cheeky with their Imperm plus anti-spell. Well, anyway, I had Savarius plus Entis, so I win.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good cards. Good cards.
Shout out the UCR for this beautiful token, and Leon for this beautiful field center.
Yeah.
In all reality, I made a mistake during deck building. I didn't realize this is supposed to be an IP, and when I was putting together my deck last night, it ended up being a Typhon. Yes, it did lose me a game in the finals. I don't think it mattered that much.
Well, when you were putting it together last night, it was you decided to take the Typhon out, and then it was you were resleeving,
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
just like resleeving before top cut, and just something somewhere went wrong where it was maybe put in a box of sleeves, and it still matched the color and ended up in there. You took a game loss in finals. It happens, but yeah.
Anyway, if you want to play IP or Typhon, I recommend Typhon, but I was convinced IP near the end, and then I accidentally still put in Typhon, so here we are.
Yep. Fair enough.
Whoopsie daisy, lol, game loss. I lost a die roll anyway. It might as well have been game 2.
Yeah.
Dynamorphia go crazy. This deck does not have an out for it.
Sure. Let's move on to the side.
In the side deck, probably the spiciest thing I'm doing, and it was specifically for Snake Eye, is the good old boy Phantasme. The Master Rule 4 guys know. This card, people will try to argue with me about it. It's a level 7 and targeting protection before you set up barrier, and it draws Soul Release. Yes, you're playing it.
Yeah. It's pretty
There
good.
are too many Link monsters in the game to not be playing a level 7 that you summon for free. And then for cheeky Kashtira players a la Leon,
Hi.
we play Droll and Lockbird.
No! No!
Here's what we draw of Here's what we draw of Phantasme every time.
Every time.
Every time. Nice recursion anyway, Soul Release.
Yeah. Nice end board. Anyway.
Nice Floodgate idiot.
Yeah.
It didn't save me, but shut up.
Yeah.
And then going first, we only play one going first card, and its name is Summon Limit, because I can play under Summon Limit, and you can't. Good luck.
Yeah. Card's cracked. It's so good, this format.
Anyway, I only need 2 summons. It's called Skull Guardian and Low. Good luck.
Anything you'd change in the side?
In the side, probably not. I mean, this isn't built to beat Rogue, and for some reason I ran into nothing but Rogue that is really good against my deck, so be it. I'm not going to change what's good against Snake Eyes, specifically because a bunch of the guys at the Intercollegiate decided Vanquish Soul was a good idea.
You beat Vanquish Soul, didn't you?
I did beat it. I shouldn't have, but I'm not supposed to win
Bro
against...
is bold today.
Anyway, Rip Bozo Lab, get beat in 15 minutes.
Yeah, that was crazy. You locked in against that lad player.
Too bad I can't lock in against Branded. Thank God everyone else can win games and I can't. Honestly, I really do like this deck profile. A lot of it came down to matchups, but I'd probably stick with this in the future if I'm really going to be honest. But yeah, that's my deck. Go Ohio State and go Bucks.
Thank you very much.